So what are the real pros and cons to living in Vermilion, Ohio? By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what the lifestyle is like, what it feels like, what the housing market is currently doing, what you can afford, what you can be doing on the weekends, and whether or not Vermilion is the right place for you to live along the northern coast of Lake Erie. I'm Adam Williams. Welcome to my channel. I'm a local licensed realtor with the night team at Keller Williams Citywide. On this channel, all I do is talk real estate and lifestyle all along the northern coast of Ohio, including areas of Vermilion, Sandusky, Huron, Port Clinton, Catawba Island, really all along the coast here. And my goal is to help you stay informed as to what the lifestyle is like, what the housing market is doing, so that you can make a good decision whether you're selling your house or buying a new house in this area. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about pros and actual cons of living in Vermilion, Ohio, according to my opinion here at least. I'm going to keep it real with you and give you my honest opinions on the pros and cons. So let's jump right into it. The first pro, and this one is my obvious and favorite, it's the lakefront lifestyle and small town vibes. So Vermilion, it has that postcard level feeling along Lake Erie. It is called Harbor Town for a reason. All of the sailboats, the beach, walkable downtown. It really has this like Cape Cod meets Midwest energy that people do fall in love with, especially that downtown intersection there where the beach is right down the road. You know, with that downtown area, you have all those boutique shops, coffee shops, local restaurants. There's a couple bars down there. Then one of my favorite parts about it are the summer festivals that we have, like the Fish Festival, the Woolly Bear Festival. Yes, we have a festival called the Woolly Bear Festival, but it's really a lot of fun. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of active boating, and there's tons of marinas in the area. You know, one of my favorite things to do is go to Romp's Dairy Dock, get a ice cream cone, and then you see all the sailboats coming in. The bridge is right there. It's just gorgeous, especially in the summertime. It has that slow, relaxed pace of a small town without feeling isolated. So it's not so far out of the way or so small that you feel isolated, but it still has that quiet charm. One couple that I was working with from out of town said it feels like one of those lake towns without all of the tourist traps, and that's pretty on point. Let's move into the first con of living in Vermilion, Ohio. This is a big one. It's the seasonality and weather swings. This is not just Vermilion. This is all along the northern coast of Ohio, but specifically here in Vermilion, it's going to get pretty quiet in the wintertime. Winter is real. Right now, while recording this video, we have probably 3 to 4 inches of snow on the ground. A lot of the river and the lake starts to freeze over, and that's just the reality. It's kind of chilly, it's cold, and snowy. You know, Vermilion is seasonal. When it's summertime, fall, or late spring, it's alive. A lot of action, a lot of boats, kayaking, all the patios, live music, festivals. It's beautiful, but it really slows down and gets quiet in the winter. So let's talk about what that actually means for you then. Some restaurants in the area do shorten their business hours or even close in the winter due to the seasonality. This is true along a lot of vacation land. Lake effect wind is real. And when you live along the lake, the wind gets pretty rough. And January and February will test your commitment to the lake life here. That is for sure. If you like all 4 seasons, this is not as big of a con to you. But if you want summertime feel all year round, living in Northern Ohio just might not be a good fit in general. I love the snow. It's a nice break. It's beautiful. But yeah, you do feel that. Second pro, this is kind of a long one, so bear with me. It's the housing options and affordability. Vermilion has a lot of housing options that there's something for everybody. And there's a lot of different price ranges we're going to talk about here when it comes to living in Vermilion. So let's talk about the types of homes you're going to see there. You're going to see classic mid-century homes near downtown. There's larger suburban homes in neighborhoods south of town. There's townhomes and condo communities near the lake. And then there's waterfront homes along the canals there, the riverfront, open lake views, absolutely beautiful. So there's a lot of different variety of homes you're going to find at different price points. Then that leads me into price points. Let's talk about that. The median home price here, homes inland, so not on the waterfront. The home prices range depending on a few factors. That's going to be size, age, condition, and location. We see a median range of home value and prices from $230,000 up to around $320,000 inland. Now, this is not waterfront, and that means not on a canal or on the water there. The entry starter point for starter homes is going to be around the $230,000 range. Yes, you're going to find homes in Vermilion less than that as well. You obviously find it more than that too, but that's just an average for a good starter home. Homes that are more move-in ready or even newer homes, they're going to start around $320,000 up to $370,000. Typically right now is what we're seeing. Then let's move into Waterfront and the Lagoon homes here. This greatly depends on what you truly define as waterfront. So you might consider waterfront like actually being on Lake Erie, but you can also consider waterfront being on Vermilion River. The Vermilion River does run up inland more, quite a bit of a ways. So waterfront can include the homes along the Vermilion River there too. And then there's a lot of canals that run through Vermilion. So homes on that would be considered waterfront as well. So don't just think lakefront, it's waterfront in general. You're gonna see a huge range here. If you go look right now what's active in Vermilion, this is a pretty vast range depending on a lot of these factors, but they're gonna start right around 310,000 at minimum for waterfront and go up to 1.6 million plus, depending on those factors like I said. For example, let's get some real numbers here. In the Vermilion Lagoons, which that's a popular community in Vermilion, the average sales price in this specific community is around $899,000. These homes are definitely more upscale. So you're going to see homes range from $300,000 up to $1.6 million, depending on the location and variables. Rule of thumb, in vacation land, the closer you are to Lake Erie, the higher the price is typically going to go, especially if you can actually see Lake Erie out of your window. So finally, let's talk condos. Condos represent a small portion of the housing in Vermilion. It's ranged about 5 to 10% of housing in Vermilion is considered condos. So not that much, but there are some here. And that, again, same thing is going to depend on location, if it's waterfront or not. There are condos along the lakefront that actually sell from 1.3 to 1.6 million. You're going to find some really nice condos inland as well for around $350,000. And there's also more affordable condos more inland as well. So from an affordability standpoint, in my opinion, Vermilion is often more attainable than somewhere like Catawba Island or even Marblehead, and it's very competitive with Huron. That leads me to con number 2. And one downside to Vermilion is along the housing market, and that is the limited inventory and competition. So that limited inventory we're seeing along much of the coast of Ohio right now in these vacation land towns. There's not a lot of homes to sell at this point. So that drives up the competition, which can drive up home prices as well. So there's not a ton of homes for sale at any given time. So Vermilion itself is not huge. Turnover is lower, and anything near the water tends to get attention very quickly. So what this means for a buyer is lower inventory means fewer choices. Waterfront homes move quickly, and you may need to act decisively and quickly on the right house. And sometimes if you're in multiple offers, the price might even drive up more. So these competitive markets, the homes don't sit as long. You're not going to see as much inventory. Homes sell typically at their list price, sometimes higher, depending on the demand for that specific home. So these are things to keep in mind that is a downside to the buyer side of the market. If you're a seller in Vermilion, that's good news for you. Let's move into the third pro. This could be considered a pro and a con depending on the time of year, but really that's the things to do in Vermilion. So even though Vermilion is such a quiet town, there's still a lot to do, especially when it's in season. So if you like the lakefront life, you're going to love Vermilion because of the boating, kayaking, fishing. I'm an avid fisherman. I love fishing for steelhead trout, smallmouth bass. Vermilion River is one of the best for steelhead trout in the area. There's a lot of great spots to go fish and find some awesome fish there. So there's a lot of crappie fishing and things like that too. If you like beach, there's a great beach in Vermilion where the lighthouse is. It's absolutely beautiful. Then also there's the quick drive over to Huron. There's a great beach there. The quick drive to Sandusky, everything that Sandusky has to offer that's really in this area. It's in vacation land. Sandusky is like the central hub for entertainment. It's got the most attractions downtown. It has Cedar Point. You have different things like Kalahari. So Sandusky is a great place to go visit for entertainment. And then again, you have Cedar Point, which is phenomenal. You also have the islands for Put-in Bay, Kelly's Island. So that's just a quick boat ride over. There's also local wineries and breweries in Vermilion that are great to go visit, such as Paper Moon. It's a great place to go check out. We've already mentioned downtown. It's walkable. You have ice cream, restaurants, shops down there. So you can go do that, go to the parks, walk around. There's a lot of great things to do there. Con number 3, along those same lines, is a limited nightlife and the younger crowd fit. So if you're looking for that nightlife type of life, you're not going to find it in Vermilion. Vermilion is much quieter. There are a few bars there, but it's not going to have that same nightlife, obviously, as Cleveland and some of these other places you're going to see. So bars are casual and local. That's going to be the vibe and the feel there. Live music is mostly seasonal because in the wintertime, things slow down. And there's not many late night options for food and just entertainment. So if you like that quieter coastal lifestyle, this is a win for you. If you want more to do at nighttime, Vermilion's probably not going to be a good fit for you. You might get bored. All right, pro number 4. Let's talk school system. So the school systems in Vermilion are great. It pains me to say that. You got to understand, because I graduated from Firelands High School, which is Vermilion's number 1. We were arch enemies. But no, Vermilion is a great school district. I always encourage all my clients, no matter what city or area you're looking at, go do your own research on school systems. They all vary. And I don't want to get into that in this video, but I do know Vermilion School District is a great place. They're very proud with their sports. Literally on the water tower, it's the Vermilion Sailors. That's the school's mascot. So there's a lot of pride in being a Vermilion Sailor. I hate it because I'm Firelands Falcons, but still, it's still a great place to live. So it's a great school district to actually go to and have your kids enrolled in. So check that out. Con number 4, let's talk about job market and commute options. So Vermilion's a smaller lakefront town. There's not a ton of job opportunity in Vermilion itself. So a lot of people who live in Vermilion do have to commute to their jobs. So it depends on the industry you're looking for. If you're in the medical field, there's good news there because there are hospitals all around. Sandusky has the Firelands Regional Medical Center. Lorain on the other side of Vermilion also has Mercy Health. Then Cleveland is obviously well known for the Cleveland Clinic. There's a bunch of different, there's university hospitals. There's a lot of healthcare in this area itself. In Vermilion itself, it's not there. You have to go to a nearby town. Same goes for Cedar Point. That's a big employer in this area, but that's not Vermilion. You have to go to Sandusky for that. There is manufacturing across Lorain County. You have a Ford plant in Lorain County still. There's a lot of different manufacturing. So again, you're gonna have to drive to those things. We already talked to healthcare here. And then Cleveland's only 45 minutes on a normal day. So if you do need a larger job market, you're gonna find jobs. It just might not be in Vermilion itself. So it might be 15 minutes down the road. It might be 30 minutes down the road. For most people, they're willing to sacrifice on that because of what Vermilion offers you. It's so quiet and charming, and they're willing to make the drive right down the road. One quick disclaimer that I'll say, I feel personally that the roads are well taken care of in the wintertime. I do know some people aren't happy with the roads in the side streets in Vermilion and the overall condition, which that is true in a lot of cities. I will say though, when it comes to the main roads and how they plow them and salt them, we just had a pretty big snowstorm come through here this last week, and I felt that Route 2 and the main roads were really well taken care of. I had no problem driving around, and I appreciate that about this area, that they stay on top of it pretty well. So that's it for the pros and cons list for this video for living in Vermilion, Ohio. If you feel I missed a pro or a con, why don't you go ahead and comment in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinion if you're from this area on pros and cons. Keep it clean, people. But still, I'd love to hear your feedback on that. Also, if you're thinking about moving to Vermilion or you need to sell your house in Vermilion, look, I'd love to help you out, just be a resource for you. I am a local realtor here, and my job is to keep you informed to make the best decisions that you can make for you and your family when it comes to your real estate needs. My contact information is in the description below. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, whatever you need. I'm here for you to help you out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you can stay well informed about all of the other communities and videos that I'm putting out about the North Coast lifestyle. We'll see you on the next one.